Avery grew Little Italy from 500,000 to 5 million. Recently, we featured him in Here's a Hospitality Season 2 premiere. There's a link in the description below. And over the last 5 years, I've had a front row seat to his journey. And let me tell you this, he didn't come out of the gate doing everything right. Yes, he's the GOAT now, but back then, he was just figuring it out. Each year, he added something new. He got better at something he was already doing, and he took massive action. I watched Avery's episode 5 times, and you should too. And every time I watched it, it was a reminder of why he's the marketing GOAT in the restaurant space. Today, I want to cover the 6 things he did in a big way with regards to his marketing. But disclaimer, the marketing tactics worked extremely well due to one big reason. He didn't suck at running a restaurant. You know the old saying, you can't put lipstick on a pig? After Avery took over his family's pizzeria, he spent a few years optimizing operations and the product. Then in 2020, he turns his attention to growing sales. Today's 6 tips are how he went from $500,000 to $5 million. Today, most restaurants don't have a sales problem. They have a marketing problem. But more specifically, they have an attention problem. You're not getting the attention of the people who need to know who you are. But more than that, you're not getting the attention of the people that matter most, your best customers. The first step, customer acquisition. And if you can read that, I'll give you $100. When we first met Avery, it was filming his episode of the ABR Roadshow. And afterwards he said, what's next? He saw the impact that having that spotlight had on his restaurant, but he wanted more. What was next was our acquisition program. We offer all of our ABR Roadshow clients a 60-day trial of that program, and he took us up on it. And this is where he found out the value of building a database. Now let's break down what a customer acquisition program is. The first step of a customer acquisition program is getting attention. If you don't follow Alex Hormozi, you should. He talks about making people an offer they feel stupid saying no to. So we got people's attention with a high value offer to visit Avery's restaurant. The next part is getting their data. Every person who engaged in those marketing campaigns, we found out their name, their email, their phone number, their birthday, but more importantly, how often they visit the restaurant. That leads me to my next point. After we acquired their attention, after we acquired their data, we segmented them based on 3 categories: new, frequent, and lost. We asked people a simple question. How often do you visit the restaurant? And 3 little text bubbles popped up. The first one said, I've never been before. The second one said, I come all the time. And the third one said, I've not been in a while. Why is that important? Because marketing messaging matters in a big way. How you talk to a new customer is completely different from how you talk to a frequent customer or somebody who stopped coming altogether. Now, the last part of that was that offer. Let's talk about why it's important for the new, frequent, and lost part of the acquisition. A new customer needs a high value bribe. They need something that's worth a lot of money in order to get them to come to the restaurant. A free pizza, a free burger. But a frequent customer doesn't. They're already spending the money. Your goal is to get them to spend a little more money. So you're gonna bribe them with something like a free appetizer or dessert. Why? Because you wanna increase their average check in the future. If Matt Plapp is already coming and spending money at your restaurant, but you get him to come back and take you up on an offer like a free dessert that he's never had before, guess what? When he loves it, his future visits, he'll be paying for it, and his average check will go up. And that lost customer is really similar to your new customer. You're trying to do whatever the hell you can do to get them to come back. Step number 2, social media storytelling. I'll never forget the day that Avery saw the impact of this. He was preparing to move up the street to a brand new location. He made a post, which was his dad holding him as a little boy in the kitchen of the restaurant. And he had like 3 or 4 lines about the excitement for the new store. I called him up and called bullshit. Dude, tell the story. Talk about how your grandparents started this business, how your dad took it over, and how you're the 3rd generation, how you grew up in that kitchen, and how you can't wait for the next chapter. It blew up. It went viral. It excited his followers. He had 500 plus reactions. He had comments, he had shares. He had found what he had never had before, social media engagement. Avery became a master of telling his story on Facebook because a lot of people are simply posting a picture of their pizza. He gave them a reality show starring himself. Step number 3, he took video and he became a reality show. He started telling his story in a big way. He connected his audience with himself and the journey of Little Italy. He created a weekly vlog called The Slice of Life, letting people see inside the operations of a restaurant, telling more than what just happens in the four walls. They went on the road and saw the tomatoes being plucked. They went to the cheese factory. They went to industry trade shows. He became the story. He became a reality show, just like we fell in love with shows like Survivor back in the day. But more importantly, the story wasn't just about Avery. It was about his entire team, about his community, about his vendors. And there's one big element here. He did it consistently every single week. He didn't pop on Facebook Live 2 or 3 times in a row and go away for 6 months. He did it every damn week for a couple years. And that leads me to my next part, the community. Your community is who's supporting you. Why aren't you out in the community helping tell their story? The biggest influencer in your local market isn't the 23-year-old who's famous on TikTok. It's the high school band director. It's the Chamber of Commerce president. It's people that are making an impact. Avery was able to go out and leverage that community. He went to great events like the Apple Butter Day, and he turned it into a powerful marketing campaign, highlighting what everybody else was already talking about. It can't always just be about your food. Your community supports your restaurant. Why don't you support them? Step number 5 was creating a loyalty program. But more importantly, a loyalty program powered by everything else he was doing. You see, customer activation is a product of your brand, and loyalty is a product of a very select group of customers. Avery's social media, his email, his texting, his community involvement was all helping build this little pizza cult in his community. And now loyalty was what they were waiting for next. And loyalty is not just about getting points. It's about activating customers when you need them to spend money, getting them to come in with double points, getting them to upgrade and buy desserts and appetizers, getting them to bring friends with them. Loyalty is all about taking your marketing programs to the next level. But remember, loyalty only applies to about 8 out of 10 people. So if you don't have a large database to fish in, you're probably gonna fail. Avery, in this case, had a large database. And what he did with his loyalty program blew it out of the water. And last but not least, step number 6 was he turned the 4 walls of his building into the biggest sales pitch ever. He trained his team on all of their marketing message. He let them know how to engage customers, how to talk to them about the marketing programs, how to excite them to be involved in the restaurant's marketing community. A lot of you aren't doing that. The 4 walls, your business, is the most important place you could ever market your restaurant. Think about it. If somebody has arrived at Little Italy Restaurante, they have made a decision to come there, they have gotten in their car, they have driven there, they've parked, they've walked in, they've sat down. Those are the people you want to know, and those are the people you want to nurture. And so Avery's last step of his equation was dominating in-store marketing. He did that with a lot of things: his unique pizza boxes, his in-store marketing collateral, his team talking to customers about what's going on. And what I loved about his marketing collateral in the restaurant was he used it to tell stories. He talked about his involvement with the Apple Butter Festival. He talked about his loyalty program. He hyped up the Slice of Life vlog that he did every week. He used every part of his in-store marketing to excite and activate everybody coming inside his 4 walls. Avery didn't become a marketing expert overnight. He took micro steps. Year 1 with us, he launched acquisition. Year 2, he got involved in social media. Then he went to video, then his community, then loyalty, and then he dominated the in-store marketing. You too can do the very same thing. It comes down to putting a plan in place and taking massive action. By the way, at the end of this video, there's gonna be a button where you can go watch Avery's journey on Heroes of Hospitality Season 2, Episode 1, and find out how he went from 500K to 5 million.